My life is opera. There is no reason in opera. I think what helped me is that I'm an actor, and the part of me that is familiar with like playing the madness, insanity, and hearing voices, and there's my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
there's my area.
Right.
Maria's life was so particular, so tragic, so painful, so enlightening, so beautiful. And that immense life has to be carried on the screen. And I think Angelina has that presence, that magnetism. She has a sensibility, the intelligence, and for sure, the discipline.
You know, when you play a real person, you just need to feel that you're the right person to do it. You feel convinced enough that you can bring something, or that you're not too disconnected. But I was looking for something that spoke to me.
My name is Mandrax. I'd like to walk with you through your life.
Maria Callas was struggling with her voice by the end of her life. And so the process of understanding that loss was very relevant for Angie's character.
There is no life away from the stage. Stage is in my mind.
She had her private demons, she had her eccentricities, she had her ways. What is real and what is not real is my business. I mean, I suppose you make anything work when you're an artist, but it felt right to be present, sitting in Paris and starting to reflect and drop in.
Just to be there.
Just to be there and feel it and feel her. And then I think it was great that we were on that boat early and got this kind of shock of life and
the light.
And the light and the feeling and the, right?
The ocean.
And so we almost had like the reflection and some of the best of times right off the bat. And so in a weird way that helped, because it helped me to understand where I was, where I had been.
Right. Angelina did something and brought something very beautiful to this character. That idea of this woman that was very strong, always vulnerable, always fragile, but she would keep that stoicism, especially in front of others, and especially towards men.
To be a possession in a cabinet is not my ambition.
She was never a victim of anyone. And that was something that Angelina brought that I think was just really changed the movie.
I was very nervous to realize I had to really learn to sing and sing in front of people. This is scary. It's a little scary. It was very daunting, and I was very nervous to not be good enough for her.
You had 7 months of training. 2 of them were only about posture and breathing. And you needed to learn how to speak Italian.
Physically, audibly, and emotionally, everything is out. There's nowhere to hide.
You have said that it was almost a form of therapy for you. Just the process of singing and learning how to sing.
My first lesson was impossible. I remember as soon as I got very emotional, my throat closed because you can't cry and sing at the same time. So I got a bunch of hot water bottles and I was kind of walking around to try to and realizing that I could cry, but if I had to cry from a different place. And I was suddenly very aware of how much I'd been protecting myself by locking in sound and body, and that there was no way to sing opera if I didn't open up every single channel and release everything.
So it was incredibly difficult and challenging. The crew and the extras and the rest of the cast was listening to singing out loud. And then later in post-production, we would take that and mix it with Maria Callas' voice.
Sometimes in life, the pain is so great, or the love is so great, or the loss is so great, that now understand it's only opera that connects in such an extreme level.
Angelina would take control of the character, fully embrace it, and I let her do her thing, because she knows things about the character that I don't, and she controls it better.
Opera is watched far away. Opera is not watched here. And so there was an adjustment to make, and there was a kind of unspoken duality because there were two mediums mixing.
She chooses when she lets you in, and with a little bit of a knife move, she lets you out, and you're out. And that is the mechanics. So the audience is always wondering, what's going on with her? And that's the wonder where the audience has to complete what they're seeing on the screen, and that is cinema.
Close the door, little sister.
I can't. It's the only way the music gets in.
She's still a mystery, but I understand her a little bit. And having retraced some of her footsteps or sung her arias or stood in her spot in La Scala, I feel that little bit like there's an intimacy with her now that makes me feel that I really wish I knew her. And it means a lot to me when people connect to the film. Not because of my performance, but because of her. I think she was so much more than people realized she was when she was alive.